Hello and welcome to my bathroom. We are gonna try to wash some makeup brushes this morning. My kids are still in bed. They don't need to get up for about another 30 minutes, so I'm gonna see if I can do some of this very quietly. I have a bowl which I have put some of this makeup brush cleanser in. This happens to be from Five Below if you have those around you. This is not the one I had last, which I absolutely loved. They did not have that one anymore, but we're trying this one out today. I don't think I used it last time, even though it was open. I don't remember. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. So anyways, we're trying that. I also have this makeup brush cleaner from Crayon, which I'll use on things like this purple that's pretty saturated. Spray a little bit in there, let it soak for a second. But I've used most of this bottle, but it's been pouring it into other receptacles. Here's another one that's got pretty dark pigment on it. These sit next to my hairbrushes, so they get hairs in them, which is annoying. Anyways, oh, here's one more. This has got some pink in it. I always find pink's a little bit harder to get out. So, I'm gonna go get that up right. Alright, so we're gonna just let those soak on the side for a minute. I don't like to soak them in the bowl of cleaner for too long, because you don't want the liquid to soak down into whatever this piece is called, a ferrule or something. I don't know, I might be making that up. Anyways, it will loosen the glue. So if you got a poorly made brush or just a brush that happened to get crappy glue. So I'm gonna dip it in the stuff, make sure it's saturated. I've got my brushing mat here. I think this one's actually also from Five Below. I don't know, it was a gift, but it gets the job done. And then I have a faucet extender for my children to wash their hands. Just gonna rub it in the various areas. I don't pay too much attention to the designated areas because I'm lazy. This is a terrible video, but I will do that. And then I will rinse very thoroughly. So it's a clean part of the mat to continue to wear them out on the mat until I don't have any more bubbles. With the soap. Well, I seem to be as impressed by this cheapo brush cleaner as I was by it the last time. These completely new brushes. Turn that water off. And then I'm going to take them in I like a big thick hand towel for this just because I feel like they absorb more water. I'm going to do some squeezes on those brushes. I'm not going to pull because I don't want to pull on that glue, but I'm just going to squeeze those bristles to try to knock out as much water as I can. And then I've got my nice fluffy clean brushes. So I'll set those down to dry. If you can, they should dry like this so water will drain out. I don't have that, and I don't like to lean them because then the bristles get bent. So I'm gonna dry flat on a dry surface, but I will put these somewhere where they can get some airflow around them. I went ahead and attacked these 4 super pigmented ones, give them just a little dip in that other thing, and start a swirling. So we saw how pigmented these were. Getting lots of good suds. Getting these little dots a little bit. Because we're only using the brushes one time, the pigment's not getting like super deep into the bristles. We still want to obviously clean them really well for sanitation purposes, but I'm not worried about like getting real deep. I'm still getting some soap, some bubbles, a little bit better. Let's rinse. So yeah, I'm not super worried about them being dirty way down the way I would be with some of like my foundation brushes that I use multiple times. So you can see these two have blue tips because that's their style. But these ones you can see, back to new. So I'm gonna put them in a towel and press. Again, just pressing some of the water out. I'm not pulling. And I'm gonna go grab a couple of my glow brushes because they do need wash too. I'm back. Since I'm using these every day, multiple days in a row, these do tend to get product well into them. So I'm gonna let them pull up quite a bit of the brush cleaner. I'm not gonna set them in it. I'm just gonna pop them across the top of the jar, bowl, whatever, so they can soak it up and break in for a minute. And I'm gonna grab my next 4 brushes. I usually try to do 3 or 4 brushes at a time. It's easier when they're all roughly the same length. These are a little off, not too dirty. Just gonna give it a quick dip and swirl. I always think it's fun to see what color comes out of them sometimes. So it's a lot of neutrals, it looks like. And that's okay, we did some neutral looks in the last few weeks. You should be washing your brushes often as you can. I try to do mine once every couple of months. I'd love to do it once a month, but I have to be realistic about the time I have to do so. Like most people, I have a job that can be fairly demanding on my time. Even though I work from home, I don't have lots of leisure. And honestly, if I get so much leisure time I could wash brushes, I'm probably going to take a nap instead. But these early mornings sure do work out good. Alright, these are foam free. Squeezing out the water. And ta-da! Nice clean brushes. And I'm gonna come over, press on them to push as much water out as I can. Again, not pulling on my bristles, especially ones like these little wand brushes that I got. I've had to throw a couple of them away because the bristles just pulled out. I did pull a little too hard, which made me sad, but it happens. All right, we're gonna get into these glow brushes here. Hold this up so we can. So much stuff inside. We're gonna give them another little dip. And these do get full really far into the bristles, so I'm gonna give them a deep clean. I don't like to press too hard because I don't want to like distort the bristles, but to get into the center, you sometimes gotta really work these. Let me do our first rinse, see how they're looking. The bigger your brush, the longer it takes to rinse. So be patient with them. Make sure you rinse them well. You don't want to be rubbing brush soap on your face every time you use your brushes. That would be probably not super harmful, but also not super great. Getting too hot. So I'm going to use my fingers to really get down into these center brushes. Can't really tell on camera that they're still down in the middle. So I really want to get in there and get as much of it out as I can, just for the integrity of the brush. You know, if this was a paintbrush, I would just beat these bristles against the corner of a wall or a fence rail or something, but they're not. So I'm going to give them a few polite shakes, and you can see nice and clean. Find a drier spot on my towel, really press down on these good. And then of course, don't forget to fluff them back out a little bit. I like to do just a couple of swishes on my arm because my arm is clean and dry. We've got a nice clean set of brushes. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. All right, I'm gonna take 4 this time because they're smaller brushes. These are more flat brushes and pencil brushes versus my blending brushes, which get a little bit more action. Remember your dual-ended brushes, you gotta get both sides. You may not remember whether you used them or not. May as well just clean them both. And then make sure you rinse them both. I'm gonna rinse off side first and the other side second. Beautiful. These don't need quite as much attention because again, I don't put as much product in these as get into my bigger blending brushes. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on them. This is a little dual-ended Morphe brush. I love how, like, you can't really see. And I mean, obviously it's wet right now, but it's not like wet, it's damp. But this thing has just such beautiful shiny bristles. It's so pretty. On the other end, more peach. And then those brushes, one of them was purple on the end. No, they're all clean. I will say the cheaper your brush, the more careful you need to be with getting water and stuff consistently into the base. Like I have a couple of e.l.f. brushes over there that, in fairness, I've had for a very long time, probably 10 years or more. See, I moved to Georgia in 2013, it's 2024, yeah, 10 years or more. But those tend to be slightly weaker than some of your higher end brushes, so just be careful. But they are absolutely worth washing and saving. I just washed 2 and I've got a couple more in my jar. They are good little brushes that have a purpose. It's great for beginners if you don't want to spend a lot of money. But so are the motor brushes, which are not quite as cheap, but you can still get them for pretty inexpensive if you find a sale. Like, y'all, during the holidays, I'm going to be just buying brushes. I'm not even going to be able to help myself. I had another dually here, so I did flip it and get both sides. Go ahead and get that other side pinched off so that I can focus on the floofy side. And don't forget to dry the handles as well. I haven't mentioned that. I usually just give it a wipe with the towel that I'm pinching the bristles on and laying them out with. And another round of perfectly clean brushes. All right, we've made some good progress. Some more magic wand brushes. Real Techniques and a Mary Kay, I think. Honestly, I don't know where this other one came from. It doesn't say. Again, these did not get a lot of product on them. Mostly used for under eye stuff. So I'm just going to do my quick once over. Shake my out. Wiping them on your arms also a good test as if they're dry. So if they feel really wet, then they probably have too much moisture in them. Don't forget to shake them if they need it. Okay. Here's another base set. This one's got a couple more e.l.f. brushes in it. Dip in the soap. And scrub, scrub, scrub. rinse, rinse. I use warm to hot water to wash my brushes, just because that's what I use to wash my hands. So I figure it's good enough for my hands, good enough for my eye brushes. I don't want to do it too hot though, just so I don't like irritate my skin while I'm, you know, doing it. All right, this has been 15 minutes. I didn't realize I had been recording for so long, so I'm gonna go on ahead and stop here. I have washed all of these brushes in just 15 minutes, so it's not a time-consuming process. I know a lot of times it's, oh, I'm just too busy to do that, but are you? Find 15 minutes, clean your stuff, your skin will thank you, your product will thank you, you will thank you, and I will thank you. I'll be doing a look later today, so something to look forward to, I guess. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.